Can you hear me now?
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 Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
How many lives will it take before you see my black is not a crime? How many protests must be held before you see my black is not a weapon? Yes, we're all different shades, but we all bleed the same. Say her name: Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Tatiana Jefferson. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear the screams of innocent blacks saying we can't breathe? Can you hear the chants saying Black Lives Matter because we matter, but to you we don't? We are just here because you brought us on your boat. But I guess it's too late to go back now, huh? So you step on our throats. Are you listening to the sounds of Black America screaming for their rights? The world screaming for justice, and not just for Floyd. For 400 years that you took away from us, the projects you built, the footsteps you give can no longer fill our void. Can you hear me now?
When you see me or anyone with the color of my skin, you are in fear. Why is this? Please tell me why. Whenever we were with you, we were nothing but nice. We did your dishes. We planted your crops. Though, when we decided it was wrong and refused, you took this as dangerous. You fed into your fear and hurt us so that we will not be a threat to your people. This is the exact definition of oppression: prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. That is what was and still is occurring.
America, can you hear me now? My Black Life Matters.
The world is finally forced to acknowledge and publicly address the social injustices, systemic racism, and police brutality against Black people. As a society, specifically young people, it is obvious we have a voice to use to stand up and speak on things that are right. It's time to educate those who are unaware. God has created all of us equally. Black lives have to matter before all lives can matter.
God created humans in an array of different colors. There are so many beautiful skin tones, different races in the world, but why should the Black community have to suffer because of it? Why is there police brutality towards people based off of the way they look, something that they simply cannot change? That needs to change. We need help. We need someone to come in and help our people. To come in and help all the people that are discriminated because of the way they look, because of something that they can't take off, because of something that they cannot make different about themselves. We need help as a community. We have to come together. All races, all genders, all religions, everyone needs to come together. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Justice. Justice is the quality of being just. Let's break down just. It's guided by truths, fairness, equalness. But when I turn on the media, I don't see fairness, nor do I see equalness. I shouldn't have to be frowned upon because of the color of my skin. My ancestors fought hard for freedom, so therefore I should be able to live in freedom. But guess what? I do have hope. What is hope? Hope stands for hold on, pain ends, because I know I serve a just God. Can you hear me now?
On March 15th, my school was notified that we'd have to close down our school and I'd have to start home learning. And this is affecting me because I haven't been able to play any type of sports, karate, and I was involved in student leadership at my school. And I haven't been able to do those things. So that's affecting me quite a lot. Along with police brutality and the riots that are going on due to the recent death of George Floyd. And I hope that I'm never a victim of police brutality and I never have to put my mom through any type of grief.
What if the roles were reversed? What if every time you left the house, you're in fear? Fear of the unknown, fear of the unrighteousness, fear of simply being you. What if the justice system actually worked? What if we all had the same opportunities as everyone else? What if my skin was a little lighter? What if my hair was so kinky? What if?
People who are supposed to be keeping it safe, the police officers, are above the law. So now 6-year-old little girls actually have to get out here and protest the same thing that Black people have been saying for 400 years, which is that we matter and have a God-given right, just like everybody else, to live and breathe in America.
I, in my 14 years of life, have never experienced anything like what has gone on in the year 2020.
I've never experienced a pandemic where people are dying every single day, hundreds of people dying every single day. I have never experienced riots and protests about a topic that people care so dearly about. I've never seen people so hurt and angry and frustrated at what is going on in the world and at the government. I've never experienced anything like this. But I think this is a time where we really need to trust in God and strengthen our relationship with God, because only God can do it. Can you hear me now?
2020 has been a rocky road with all this chaos going on, like coronavirus and all this other stuff. It has been very tough, but it hasn't been that bad. I have improved in dancing and I've adjusted to online school. We've all had to make sacrifices like staying away from relatives and just the fact of staying at home. I know God will work it out and we'll get back on track in no time. Can you hear me now?
We face hardship with police brutality. On May 25th, it was the day that sparked the world due to the death of a black man, George Floyd. And as myself being a black man in America, I've learned I have to be cautious and stay in prayer. I don't want to be the next victim to police brutality. Therefore, there needs to be change, and we have to start to be the change. Can you hear me now?
My name is Special, and I'm a black woman. As you can see, I have a voice. I have beliefs, ideas, thoughts, and emotions. I should be able to express them without being torn down, ripped apart, or shut out because of the words that I say and the things that I do. I am an educated black woman who is striving for greatness. I refuse to allow racism to block me from reaching my destiny. I am brilliant and I will shine through. But the real question is can you hear me?
2020 has been historical. From Kobe Bryant to this new strain of the coronavirus to virtual commencement and drive-by celebrations for the class of 2020 to the worldwide naming and protesting of systemic racism that we as black people in America face. The world and life as we know it is changing right before our very eyes. While this is pretty nerve-wracking, it's also interesting. What I do know is that it is time for change. Can you hear me now?
Say their names. George Steiny, Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till, Michael Brown, Philando Castile, Ron Settles, Brian Pickett Jr., Ahmaud Arbery, Eric Gardner, Tamir Rice, George Floyd. Can you hear us now? No justice, no peace. This is our plea.
Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking you over the head, stop them. Do whatever you have to do to stop them.